she might not want to admit, I first met when she was 10 years old, when she was a member of junior congregation, Temple Israel Day of All Stars, and she would come to Alumni. And she was a wonderful, wonderful kid. She was a wonderful student here, a graduate. She has gone on to wonderful things and continues to do wonderful things. I'm honored. Look, I'm honored that there's an award that's established in my name. When I left a number of years ago, they asked what I would like, and we're fortunate enough to reach an agreement that each year there'd be a single person who was from a group of nominees that would be singled out and say, this person represents the very best of what the school can offer. Not simply how well they do in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, but what they do in their lives. What they do with their lives. And so I'm deeply honored that there's such an award that's established in my name. And the award this year in particular reflects, I think, two underlying critically important things in Judaism, what you study, in Limuday Kodesh, but also all of Machshevik Israel. All of Jewish thought embodies two very important things. I call these the gifts of the Jews. The gifts of the Jews, these embodied things. One is that we don't have in our history a long, long list of great warrior heroes. That's not what we consider a hero to be. It's not that we've got a problem that in other cultures there are such things as heroes that are warriors. Our heroes at their core are teachers. That's why the greatest single figure in Jewish history, Moses, is not called Moses, the big fighter. Moses, the guy who slew 7 in one blow. He's called Moshe Rabbeinu. He's called Moses, our teacher. That's the one we modeled after. Because we consider the education of children, of the next generation, to be absolutely critical to who we are, what we want to be, what we aspire to be, and how we pass on this great tradition. The second great thing is never forget that you were other at one point. That at some point you were strangers in the land of Israel, in the land of Egypt. That you can never forget what it was like to be different. You can never forget what it was like to be considered somehow outside. And you can never allow that to happen. You always have to bring people who might feel on the outside, you have to bring them in. You have to be inclusive. That's a fundamental teaching of Judaism. That's another gift of the Jews. Sharon Goldstein has embodied the whole notion of both of these great ideas. Whether she was working at Jewish Child Care Center in New York City 25 years ago, Little Home for Wanderers in Boston, or eventually coming to the Gateways program here in Boston, and have a leadership role for better than 16 years, doing great work. An organization that is a wonderful partner of the Solomon Schechter Day School of Greater Boston, now known as Schechter Boston. And we are so pleased to be able to be connected with that program that embodies both those great ideas. Both those great ideas that we understand that teaching is the core of who we are and what we do. And number two, that we never let anyone feel outside our circle. That's a great lesson for you. Maybe someday you'll want to embody those things. Maybe someday you'll want to be a person who brings others in, who's inclusive in our community and in the wider world. Maybe someday you'll want to be a teacher, who knows? Maybe someday you'll be a recipient of the Arnold Kessler Alumni Award. This year it's my great, great honor to be able to share this gift right over here and to call up this year's honoree from the class of 1986, Ms. Sharon Goldstein. Ms.
Good morning. As already said, I'm Sharon Goldstein. I went here, class of 1986, a long time ago. Fun fact, Susan Weiss was one of my middle school math teachers. She's the last one who's still here at the time. When I grew up and had kids, my two kids, Jordan and Abby Goldstein, they also went to this school, and so they too are graduates of Schechter Boston. And I'm just really honored to have been chosen to get this very special award, so thank you. When I think back to my days at Schechter, I have many, many fond and special memories from the time that I was here, and I'm still close with many of the friends that I made here. I wonder how many of you guys will still be friends when you're my age. I feel so fortunate to have received a Schechter education. It gave me the foundation of my Jewish knowledge, and it's helped me make decisions as an adult about the kind of Jewish observance that I want to do June. I love the fact that I can go to any synagogue, anywhere in the world, pick up a siddur and participate. And I love the fact that even though I don't speak Hebrew on a regular basis, I can speak it and understand it when I want to. But something was very different when I was here at Schechter. There were no specialists like Josh Bach or Heather Budd or Barbara Edwards. When I went here, if you had any kind of learning difference, they were either not supported at all and you just kind of struggled, or it was decided that you had to leave the school and go somewhere else where your needs could be met. I had a friend in my grade who, as an adult, was diagnosed with autism. Back then, we didn't know what that was. He was one of the kindest people that I knew. And I remember in first grade, he wrote out a very complicated math problem on our blackboard, back when we had blackboards, where he figured out his age to the exact second. He proudly announced, "I am 6.3675 years old." Even now, I wouldn't be able to figure out how to do that kind of math problem. But he was very, very bright. And he also faced a lot of challenges as well. It was really hard for him when he sang songs and things got really loud. I remember he'd hide behind the curtains or hide under the tables and desks. He also had a lot of trouble with friends. He took things very, very literally. So I remember in 5th grade, that was when we used to do our big play. We did The Wizard of Oz, and someone shouted the expression, "break a leg," and he could not understand why someone was suggesting that someone else should break their leg. So the bottom line is that teachers didn't really know how to support him, and he had a lot of trouble in school. Fast forward to now, I work in an organization, like Honoree shared, called Gateways, which some of you might be familiar with. Our mission is to help students access a Jewish education regardless of their abilities or disabilities. I get to work closely with this school and all of the other Jewish state schools in the Boston area to help support students. Now Schechter and the other schools have amazing people like the ones I mentioned earlier. And then Gateways brings in additional support like speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, learning specialists, behavior and reading specialists. And we've all come a long way to realize and accept that we all learn in different ways, and that what might be challenging for some people might be easy for others, and that it's okay to get support if you need help when something's hard. Anima Amina, I believe that anyone who wants to attend a Jewish day school should be able to. I believe it's important for us to look at a student and together figure out what success would look like. What can we do to help a student so that they can succeed here? Schechter and most schools around the country have made so much progress in this area back from when I was a student, and they truly want to be able to support all students. And at the same time, there's more that we can be doing. There may always be some students for whom a Jewish day school education is not possible or not